I would just like to point out that the boards that I usually get against Telluria are they're usually this good or bad. Um, I'm gonna have to try my best, obviously, to work this board, but I'm almost certain that I'm going to have to make Telluria fire. Fortunately for me, whoever put this team together did not put Vila and Jean Francois on the flanks. They put them on the wings. So I'm just gonna hope for the best. I've got to clear the bullshit out of the way because for unfortunately I didn't get any of my colors. Usually I will try and use tile damage to kill Telluria, but that's not happening. Um, and I'm almost certain I'm not going to get Ryguard to fire, and I might as well just do this now and get it out of the way. And so this actually may be able to kill her. Okay. So that's usually the board I get, but I don't get those cascades. So that was a very fortunate cascade for me. This right here should be made easier so I can kill this chick in the back because I've got to get rid of her. I don't have any defense downs on this particular team, so I'm not too concerned about Jean Francois. And I'm gonna leave what's the chick's name? Zimkitha like that because I have a much better buff going as far as attack goes with costume Ryguard. Now, it is important to point out that this particular team that I'm using the troops aren't very high, but I've got higher troops than the foe that I'm facing, and that, in my opinion, makes all the difference. Because I've seen a lot of videos with people using astronomically overpowered troops to fight their opponent, and I'm sorry, that makes a huge difference when you're battling Telluria tanks, especially when you're focusing on tile damage. Because if this, I'll show you after it's over, if this particular hopefully this kill, yeah, this should kill her. When this particular team, once I'm finished facing them, I will go and I'll show you what they're made of as far as their troops go. It's laughable in comparison to some of the other Telluria tanks that I have seen. So here we go. I just won that one. I think it was this person. No, this person. So they don't have any troop above 10, as you can see. And if you go to that particular team that I just used, 'cause that's my typical Telluria killing team. Yeah. So I've got two above 15, and then I've got or three if you count the Ryguard. I should be more specific and say reds. And then I've got the two that are at 5. Now, if you take a look and you're like, huh, why do you have those troops assigned to those particular people, whatever? These two are honestly a mistake. I didn't mean that. But when it comes to Anzog with level 23 troop, since I don't have Grazul and I don't have Mitsuko, whenever what's her face fires, I have to make sure that I can keep my heroes alive long enough for them to withstand the mana reduction. If Zim or Ryguard aren't ready to fire, Anzog is the ace in the hole. So he will give them enough health, uh, probably around, if all the enemies are still alive, probably around 300, 400 health with this troop attached. Also, it bumps him up as far as a tile or two to make him closer to fast than average. So you'll have Marjana, Zimkitha, and Anzog ready to fire around the same time. Uh, Red Hood needs to have this troop though, so I'm gonna go ahead and switch that now. Yep. Because that helps her get more beefy. What are those things called? Minions. Yes. And honestly, I just need Zimkeitha to be stronger because Red Hood, no matter what's attached to her, her damage is like so like inconsequential. Yeah, it's garbage. But anyway, let's see if I can't find another Telluria team. What am I saying? Of course, I'm gonna find a Telluria team. Now, so this right here, what I will do. Let's see if I can find it. I recently changed my teams. I'm going to try and tackle this team. Yeah, so these are the troops that I'm usually accustomed to fighting, and my green troops are honestly my weakest. So I'm going to go ahead and switch the troops. I thought I already done all of this. So it bumps up Neith's speed, and also I need to add some bulk to Mist because Mist is like Jackal. Her defense is just garbage. But anyway, let's see what I can do here. So looking at this particular board, if I had taken red, I don't know what it is about this particular tank, or maybe it's just my particular luck, but I never start off with red tiles whenever I battle Telluria. So I've learned to take different colors because every time I start off a match and there's no red, I literally have to catch myself before I throw my phone across the room because it's so freaking frustrating. Okay, so this is good. It's not going to do what I needed to do, of course, but I can go ahead and probably pop this off and potentially kill Finley right here. And I say potentially because I don't know if this is going to work. Um, but here goes nothing. Oh, wow. That didn't even, like, seriously. His defense must be crazy high. So, I don't. That right there is ridiculous. Wow. So I'm wondering if I should even bother at this point. Because I know it's not going to kill him, and it's just going to leave her alive. But how much life? And that's not going to kill because she's got 860. Yeah, 870. That's not going to deal 870. Maybe it will with those troops. I don't know. Yeah. See. Okay, so now she should be dead. Okay. Uh, and I guarantee he's gonna hit all the ones that have a buff. So, okay, cool. That's good. Um, but I still feel like I'm going to lose this one because they're all ready to fire. So one, two. So Neith is dead and Albie's dead. Oh, not quite. And Neith is back. So let's see if I can't get rid of this dude right here because he gets on my fucking nerves. I'm sorry. How much defense does he have? He's got 300. That's not gonna kill him. It'll just piss him off. Damn it. Okay. So I don't need to focus on that at the moment. Okay. I'm feeling better, but I've lost going this far before. And I'm going to stop talking so much. I'm still here, just going to stop talking so much because I need to focus. God, those troops must be super fucking high. Super fucking high. So while Drake is blind, I'm gonna see if he can miss at least. Nope, he didn't miss either of them. And watch, she's gonna miss both. Ha ha! I fucking knew it. gonna have to kill him and hope that I get a yellow tile after this. Nope. Nope. Well, I can kill her now, but I'm getting there. Okay, so good. But that wasn't that was an uphill battle. And so I get what everyone's talking about when they're saying, "Oh, Telluria, she's not overpowered. She's not broken." Personally, I disagree. I have Telluria. I don't have her maxed yet. But given all that she does, the fact that she resists minion removal, that elemental link, everything that is in one hero, to me, just screams overpowered. I don't think there's a single hero in this game that does as much as Telluria does. For one hero to be able to generate health for the entire team, I'm trying to combine destroy and disrupt the entire enemy's mana generation while also providing meat shields for the entire team, while also not being able to have her own meat shield removed, while also dealing damage to the entire enemy formation, is ridiculous. Then you add the elemental link on top of that, combined with her class. Who thought that was a good idea? Who thought that was fair? That to me just blows my mind. I didn't speak much in the Telluria beta beat thread because I was under the impression that they would not, in their right minds, release this hero like this. I was wrong. There's no way that this hero ever should have left beta like this. This is too much on both offense and defense. Defense more so because of this whole combination with Telluria and Gravemaker and Jean Francois. Fortunately, Clarissa has not been changed to Paladin. I saw, I think, somewhere on the forums where someone was trying to convince others to say, "Oh no, make her a rogue." Fuck that! Don't you dare fucking make her a rogue. Keep that bitch a paladin. I'm sorry. No. Or make her a sorcerer. Or I'm sorry, a wizard. But do not make her a rogue. That is the last thing we need. To have Gravemaker, Clarissa, Telluria, and Velo all on the same fucking defense team and the occasional Finley, y'all can go to hell. Like, I'm sorry. Whoever's like, oh, that's fine. No, I don't. That's stupid. But anyway, let's go ahead and try this one. So if I'm doing the war rules, right, I have got to find a different team to take against. Um, Telluria, this one is a tile damage team. This particular team, she's got the defensive things on it. I don't think I can take her down. This team, for sure, I cannot take her down. And so, who does that leave me with? Yeah, no, that's not going to happen. Uh, so I've got this one. I've got this one. I've already used that one. I have not used this one. Let's see how this one fares. So right off the bat, this particular board is not bad, but I want to stress again that if I had taken reds against this particular team, I would have lost. I don't know what it is about my particular luck, but anytime I hit fight against Telluria, these are the boards that I get. So I'm thinking to myself right now, I should be able to kill this bitch, right? Because if I bite her and then I set off this diamond, this bitch should die. So she's got 411. That's not going to kill her. That is not going to kill her. But this is about to. Uh, yeah, I need to go ahead and do that. How much does she have left? 40. Because I don't want to waste Fudge. Ugh. I don't want to waste hitting her with Sashat. Because honestly, that would be a waste. I also don't want to set off my little diamond, but I think I'm gonna have to. Because this one tile that hits her is probably going to either power up, or there's going to be a cascade that comes in after. And so I'd much rather be safe than sorry. And just for shits and giggles, I'm gonna see what happens. And is it a red? No, it's not. But I still don't know for certain what that would have been. So once again, safe than sorry. So now I'm able to cleanse, and I'm going to try and come on. I need at least two of y'all to dodge. Okay, good. Kill Ursina. I'm gonna try and fire her off though, because I need the blind and the dodge to work for me, and I think my time is up. Yeah. So goodbye, Ursine. I'm gonna try and kill her with that, and that didn't do it. My I don't know what it is. Maybe my troops are not strong enough, but hopefully with the defense down and getting hit by that, that's enough to kill her. Ever since I had three of my particular heroes taken up to their 18th node on their emblem path, I've been getting harder and harder enemies. I've noticed that. As I was like, what is up with this? Why are my enemies so hard now? And it's because I've gotten three heroes up to emblem node 18. Oh well. I guess, I mean, I do welcome the challenge. It's just really challenging at times. Okay, so this should almost do it. Nope, it should do it because I forgot the minions are going to attack. Yeah. Alrighty. So that was what, two or three Telluria tanks? Let's see if I can't find another. I mean, what am I saying? Of course, I'll be able to find another. That was so dumb. Okay, so this one's not nearly as powerful, and there's no threat from Vila. However, I've got Gravemaker to deal with. So this is going to be absolutely batshit bonkers. Because I know, you don't have to say anything, y'all. I know that this is dumb, what I'm about to do. But I don't really think I have a choice because if I were to take this team, Gravemaker will burn them to the ground. They're not fast enough to deal enough damage or charge fast enough to stop Telluria. And would this team fare better? Here's the thing. Kagan, he's slow, right? I don't know why. Looking at Ariel, looking at Telluria, looking at a lot of these really strong average heroes, I'm thinking to myself, they made a mistake with this one. I would gladly have them take this 320 to three targets away and bump them up to average. They can totally do that. They have the ability. The technology is there. It is not beyond them to change the slow, just go ahead and cross that out and put average next to his name. People said that by doing that would make him too powerful. He only affects three heroes. He affects three enemies, and then he affects himself and two allies that are next to him. With the way that the meta's going now, especially with Vila out there, the odds of him surviving long enough to cast isn't very high as it stands now. And I understand that, oh, costumes are coming, but for this particular hero, a costume really shouldn't be necessary for him to be better. By bumping him up to average would make him competitive. Because I love Kagan when he's paired with Albie, because their mana gain when that happens is really, really good. But at the same time, I can't afford to have two slow heroes on the same team. Like I found that out, like it just wasn't working. So That side note over, I'm just going to try my best with this particular team and see how I do. Once again, like I said, Telluria tanks, never any reds, never any reds. Well, let me just go for it. And so there's still, after all of that, no reds. Hmm. It's like a conspiracy. And as of right now, there are really no good yellows. So here's some reds, but I'm looking for this right here. And okay, I can deal with that. Mm. And now I'm sort of screwed because oh, thank God. Maybe yes. Okay, let's do this. Let's see if I can't kill before what's her face Ariel goes off. No, this is not going to kill him. Wishful thinking, but no. Got him close enough to death though. And so Sashat's going to hit June. Yeah. It's crazy how I can predict the AI. Mm, come on. Thank God. Okay, so now I'm not nearly as fearful. I do respect my opponent. I'll say that much. I'm not going to get too cocky because right now, let's see if I can't kill Ariel before she goes off. Is that going to kill her? Yes. Okay. So now Poseidon's going to hit Delilah. Nope. Jackal. And so people were counting on Melosi. If I had Melosi here, um, I think it would have helped out tremendously because he would have been able to fire before Telluria because I had Jackal already done and I didn't want to, or did I? I have to go back and rewatch because I could have swore I had Jackal already primed to fire. I just chose not to fire him, or maybe not. See, I don't even remember. I'm over here concentrating so hard that I can't even remember what my moves were previously. Okay, so now I've got, of course, the next one I find. So I only have this team, or I've got this team. And troop level, judging by the troops, I need the firepower. But I feel like Gravemaker is going to eat them alive. And when I say them, I mean them. I just don't have any way to recover. If you look at this team, I've got no really strong way to recover other than Aegir and what's his name, Ares, and I'm sorry, I can't rely on that. Here I go. Huh. Isn't the best board. In fact, I don't really care for it at all. So this is what I'm doing right now is a rookie mistake getting rid of all of my strong colors first. But I'm trying my hardest to shift things around to make things easier for my greens. I have to set my greens off as quickly as possible with this particular team. And well, I need like what, two more tiles? Hopefully these two purples can kill her. Nope. Even one was a crit and it didn't even kill her. And so Tarlock's dead, and so I lost. Because Tarlock is the key to this particular win, and he's dead. So I already know that I lost. I just gotta see who I can take out with me. Because if this were a war team, yeah, it's dead and gone. So this should kill her. So I did that to prove just how useless their special damage is. But look how fat Tothamon's minion is. See, if he had self replicating minions, that would be the biz knees, but he does not. And so at this point, I mean, I know I could continue, but what's the point? I mean, I know I lost. I'm pretty sure y'all can see that I lost. And so I'm just going to go ahead and just hit bloop. All right. So, judging by that particular board, would my blue team have fared better? Absolutely not. The point that I want to bring up, going to my particular roster, it's not the best, but it's also not the worst. A lot of people are talking like, oh yeah, you got to take this particular person against her, this particular person against her. That's cool if you have that particular person. And the heroes that I see quite often are Grazul, which I did chase. I did try and pull her, didn't get her. Mitsuko, I have not gotten her. I've gotten so many. Where are they? So I actually fed away two of my Missandras. There's one here. I've got one on my blue team and one that I was thinking about taking up. So I've gotten five Missandras, three of which were single pools. I have also pulled Atomos on a single pool, and Tarlock was on a 30 pool, as well as the one that I already have. Some heroes I'm just lucky on pulling. I've yet to pull a Mitsuko. If I had her, I would have raised her up well before Anzog, well before Captain Kestrel. But those were the heroes that I pulled. Those are the heroes that I leveled. People are like, oh yeah, you got to use those against the Vila flanks, and you got to use those against the what is it called, Finleys. Okay, but if you don't have those, who's your other option? Oh, use Zim. Okay, I have Zim up here. Let's see. So I use her, but in war you get once and you're done. So once I finish using her, then what? So I don't. The three main options, the three big ones that people are talking about: Grazul, Zim, and Mitsuko. I have one of the three, and only one of that three, and so I could come down here. I think I have. Yeah, I've got another Zim. I could raise another Zim up. I don't have the means to max her, but to what end? Like it to me, it just blows my mind that so much has to be done to counter one particular setup that it just blows my mind that all these heroes that people are talking about are stuck behind a paywall. Because let's be honest, they're stuck behind a paywall. Look at season one heroes. If you had Elena, Aslar, Marjana, and Kagan, those four, and then you were to take Gormek, Colin, any of the four stars, how well would you be able to fare against a war field filled with Telluria tanks and Vila flanks? Gravemaker's not even part of the equation yet. But how well would you be able to fare? Synergy, I understand that we have to take that into account. that everyone won't have those setups, but those setups seem to be the most prevalent. It blows my mind to think that the creators allowed this to happen. And let's be honest, they sort of encouraged and wanted it to happen. There are a lot of beta testers who have spoken and said that, oh yeah, they talked about the insane synergy between Vila, Telluria, and John Francois in beta, saying that it was a very destructive combination. That right there should have been like a ding 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 moment in the developers' minds that they need to do something different to avoid this from happening. Because Melosi will come out, and unfortunately, his original concept got nixed where he did very fast versus the three center, which is what I believe is needed at this moment in time. Because there's no real counter for Telluria out there besides Grazul and besides Mitsuko. And Mitsuko's really more for Vila. So Grazul is the only real counter. Zim and Grazul both are reactionary. They're not proactive. Melosi's proactive. You can take control and stop her before she fucks you up. You don't have to wait till after it already happens. Grazul, I guess, can be seen as both. Well, actually, no, she has to be seen as proactive. Because once you fire her after Telluria fires, then there's no point. Everyone's already got an ailment on them. So yeah, I do take that back. Grazul is proactive. But that's the only option right now. And then Melosi will be next month. It's just frustrating. And I know a lot of y'all are like, well, why do you continue to play yada yada yada? Well, it's because it's what I've been accustomed to, not with this game, but with games in general. So anyone who knows, I think I've already spoken about this before, but I want to say it again. Soul Calibur 4, there was a glitch with Ivy. Ivy had this thing where if you did her up tilt and sent the opponent flying in the air, you could literally juggle them. Once you got them in the air, you just up tilt back and forth until they were dead. The developers saw that and they patched it. They're like, okay, that's clearly a broken character. It's a broken design flaw. They fixed it. Super Smash 4 for the Wii U, when they introduced what's her name? Bayonetta into the game, they had tournaments set up where they had everyone playing with Bayonetta because Bayonetta could take you from zero to death. Zero to death. So you had people who've never played in tournaments ever before maining with Bayonetta, coming in using Bayonetta, and beating people that have been at the top for a while. Now, I understand that some of y'all don't see that as a problem, but the fact of the matter is, if there's a player or not a player, a character that requires very little skill to beat some of the more seasoned players that have been playing this game for years, that's a problem. If Telluria is an auto, so let's be honest, she's an auto. You emblem her up, you put her in the front, and you put her flanks on the side, and you let her do the work for you. There's no real thought process into your defense. There's no real thought process whatsoever. You know that it works because you've seen other people do it, so you just do it. My defense is set up because I've got certain characters that I believe have a really good synergy. And so I'm kept in the high, 25, 26 cup range. But when it comes to wars, very seldomly do I ever get one shot. If I get one shot, I look at the opponent and I'm like, okay, so it's one of the stronger ones on the other side. A good board can play its role, but there are very few times when I get one shotted, and I'm not saying that, oh, I'm just the best at building teams. It's the fact that there's different combinations that I saw and I put together and it worked based off of the heroes that I had. But Telluria coming onto the foreground, there was really no discussion. It was people said that this is worked how it worked in beta. Try it. It's going to work for you. Sure enough, they tried it. It all works for them, and they're just leaving it. It's an auto, and which brings me to Yu-Gi-Oh, which is my other pastime. There are autopilot decks where all you do is draw your hand and you literally let the deck play itself. You activate one card that you need, and you can find every single combination that you can possibly do with that one particular card from your deck, and you can instantly win the game or win the duel based off of that one card. It's an autopilot deck. Um, but more to the point, any autopilot deck that has ever come out in Yu-Gi-Oh has been banned or has been hit so hard that no one plays it anymore. I'm not saying to hit Telluria so hard that no one tanks with her. I'm just saying adjust her, because if Konami can put out packs of cards that people are willing to spend money on, and they know full well that one day that these cards may get banned and people still play, I don't think SG should have any concern with people saying, well, I'm just done playing this game because they just nerfed Telluria. Like, I really don't think that SG will have that problem whatsoever. If they create a product that is outlandish and broken and it's causing a rift and strife, even with UCLA Pack, I saw her video and I've got to commend it to her. She's got a lot of the strong heroes that people have been talking about you need to use against Telluria and Vila combinations. That's cool. But even she struggled. Like that first match, she said, oh, this is a good board. Well, maybe her definition of a good board and mine are different, but she also has strong ass troops. Like her troops are like super strong. They would blow my fucking, well, they would. I mean, they do blow mine out of the fucking water. And it's those things that I don't think people took into account when they were saying, oh, Vila, oh, I'm sorry, Telluria is fine. Getting her emblemed up with level 30 troops, y'all, is ridiculous. I don't know. I am probably beating a dead horse. A lot of y'all are going to disagree simply because you just want to disagree. But the fact of the matter is, there are a lot of heroes in this game that cannot stand up to Telluria. They can't stand up to the Telluria, Vila, Gravemaker trio. And then you've got all these people saying that, oh, well, we were able to stop Gwen and we were able to, mess with Ares and, tanks come and go, blah, blah, blah. But how long did it take for us to finally get from underneath Gwen? I mean, it only took 2 years, right? And they had to create heroes in order to do that. I don't understand the rationale of accepting that as like gospel, stating that SG will create these broken heroes and they'll be out for a couple of months, but they'll eventually make other heroes for us to buy or try to buy, and we should just accept that. Like, how can we compare Inari, who's a season 2 5-star hero, with Telluria? They have very different purposes, I understand. But look at what she does, and then think about what Telluria does. Let's go to Ares, one of the ones that people were talking about, saying, oh, Ares was a top tank. Yeah, well, Ares was nerfed when he came out. They nerfed Ares. They nerfed Gwen. People are like, oh, you should have to nerf Telluria. I disagree. So Ares does 4 things if you count his class, which I do. But he doesn't help everyone. So that's the problem that I'm having. Why not make Ares fast then and give his ability to everyone on the team? Because that's essentially what you're fucking doing with Telluria. Like, Telluria is to me just broken. Saying that Ares, as he stands now, is just as good as Telluria is, I don't know what kind of like pot you're smoking, but I would really like to try it. I really, really would. Because that to me is not equal. You got Sashat, who was released recently. Personally, based off of her stats and what she doesn't really stand up to Telluria. Like, if you were to have Panther, I wish I had Panther so I could test it. Because that whole thing that I did with Evelyn, who's emblemed, in tandem with Kingston, not being able to take out a Telluria who had so much health already taken out, that to me is just batshit bonkers, y'all. That to me blows my mind. That combo couldn't even kill her. I don't know. I honestly just don't. I just don't get how everyone's okay with this. And overpowered doesn't mean invincible. Overpowered simply means overpowered. One hero should not be able to do all of these things. Telluria should not be able to do all of these things, have this resistance, and have this very, very beneficial class. I would have much preferred if she were a wizard or a sorcerer. So that way we can't see Telluria and Ursina. We won't be able to see Telluria and Jean Francois. That would force the whole Gravemaker thing. And honestly, I don't even know why John Francois is a wizard in the first place. Like, I understand that he can summon fireballs, but come on now, that doesn't even make sense. Ugh, I don't know. I don't know. I know many of y'all aren't going to agree, like I said before, but it is what it is.